welcome back to our channel. I'm Debbie.
I'm Darren.
And this very wriggly monster here is our eldest, Earbud.
Earbud, yay.
He's 2 weeks away from his birthday, roughly.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Yeah, he is.
And then you'll have 2 bumps because you'll be 2. Yeah. No. Right, before we carry on and tell you lots of stuff, we're going to get Sir Earbud in his bally so he can run round. That's why he's really wiggly, because he wants to have a run.
Say bye, mate.
No bits on camera, you should censor that. do, 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 do.
Right, I'm going to pass all these wires here.
In theory.
Yeah.
His ball is actually the size of a basketball, or a bit bigger.
Yep.
Right, so as always, guys, we start this week off with word of the week.
Yep.
Right, so it's Optimation.
Right.
Optimition? Optimition, possibly.
Optimition, yeah.
Yeah. It's when an arm or a leg goes to sleep as a result of numbness caused by pressure on a nerve.
Alright.
Well, they didn't think of a small word for that, did they?
I didn't, no.
I much prefer last week's Nichols, personally.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So, Sherlock, Darren.
That's all good. Yep.
Right, so last week's Sherlock, I have got an answer. But I'll wait for you to briefly
Sherlock puzzle, which will say through what it was. It was suicide. It was a dim little room lined with book-filled cases and dominated by a leather-top oak desk and a chair that went with it. In the centre of the desk sat a pill bottle, completely empty. The remaining couple of pills was lying next to it. Big white oblong things about the same size as the tip of my little finger. The rest of the bottle, 20 pills or more, had gone into our client's uncle the night before. The only thing in the room was a sheet of financial projections, which appeared utterly dire. So surely even you, Inspector, can see that suicide is highly unlikely at the very least. He's right, of course, but did you see what he'd spotted?
There was no water.
That's right.
There was no glass, empty glass.
There was no empty glass.
They were big tablets, and doesn't sound like they were big enough to be suppositories. Although I don't know if anybody has ever committed suicide using suppositories. That is something I may have to Google.
Got Pink Poodle.
Yep.
Let's see if you can get another Sherlock right. There was no glass with water, as how could he swallow the pills?
Yay!
Especially as the size was rather big.
There you go, girl. You got another squee.
Yay! Oh, wrong way.
He's going wrong way, yeah.
And that was the only one who actually went for it.
Right. Now bear in mind, people, because I'm just about to.
Oh, I didn't like that.
No.
I shall turn it down a little bit.
I haven't got a naked man cleaning the windows.
I don't want you to be no slave.
Oh yeah, that is the doodah, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Ah, he's flashing, eh?
Right. This week's.
Yep. What we got this week?
Is. If I go down a little bit. Scarves.
Who?
Scarves.
Scarves.
One blustery autumn afternoon, Holmes and I were walking along the Marylebone Road past Madame Tussauds Museum of wax figures. I was struggling somewhat to keep my hat in place when a particularly savage gust whipped it straight off my head. As I stooped to retrieve it, I noticed that the lady in front of us had likewise lost her scarf, which went tumbling away down the pavement. Holmes had noticed the errant scarf as well, and turned to me with a calculating look. Indulge me a moment, Watson, and picture that the street was significantly more crowded, and that there were a dozen ladies who found themselves suddenly without their scarves. For that matter, let's also imagine that young Wiggins was nearby, had gathered up all the scarves, and was handing them back at random to the ladies, in hope of a penny or two for his speedy service. Wiggins was the spokesman and putative leader of Baker Street Irregulars, a gaggle of urchins that Holmes often recruited when in need of extra eyes or hands. It doesn't seem impossible, I allowed, although knowing the lad, I very much doubted he'd be quite so careless as to return the scarves randomly. Well then, HAMster.
Sorry.
Well then, HAMster, can you calculate the probability of just 11 of the ladies retrieving their correct scarves? To my mild surprise, I realised that I could. Can you? I can.
Right, I've had a punt on that.
Yep.
Right, so last week's riddle. Now, I know I've got this wrong, but I'm going to go.
Right.
Go
a man rode into
again.
town on Tuesday and left 2 days later on Tuesday. How is this possible?
I put. He got the wrong day, so I only thought it was Tuesday, but I knew it was wrong when I wrote it.
Yeah.
Or shortly after.
They've got quite a few on these ones. We've got Laura was method of transport nicknamed Tuesday. I'm baffled, it's the only thing I can think of. That's right, it's the name of his horse.
Ah, well done you.
Sam Sargent,
Yep.
his horse was called Tuesday. Pink Poodle, the name of the horse is Tuesday.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was obviously having a Debbie day. And we all know what Debbie days are like.
That's right, yeah.
Right, so what's this week's riddle?
Right, what's a 4-letter word that ends in K and means the same as intercourse? I know what you're thinking of, and it's not.
No, I gathered that. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so what? Right, caption of last week. So if you
Caption
bring
of the
it
week.
up.
And caption
And
last week was this one.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I've got. I've
Yep.
got. What do you mean you changed the throne? What? Your Majesty, someone has made off with the cutlery. I've got a hamster's rightful place. So they're the three I've got.
Right, we have got Pink Poodle.
Yeah.
Right, number 1. Pretty sure she's nicked this one. I'm Daenerys Stormborn, House Targaryen, the first of her name, Queen of the Andals, and first Bloom Protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the Mother of Dragons, the Khaleesi of the Sea, the Unbury of Breaker of Chains.
I'll be honest, I really want to get one of those egg cup holders. That is good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Careful you don't prick yourself on 1,000 blades of Argon enemies.
I think
number
you
3,
got the point.
Number 3, the agency is having a well-earned rest this week. 4, how is your cake, my queen? 5, does my bum look big in this Iron Throne? And 6, Tyrion, this is my throne, not yours.
I like that.
And that was it.
Oh,
That was all the captions this week.
I think they're brilliant. I love caption time.
Yeah. And this week's one.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love
is-
it.
Oh.
Look at that! Look at their little faces. Oh, oh, oh. I so miss my Beaner. Right. So have a go, people. I want to hear. I've got quite a few written down myself actually on that one, but yeah, you'll find that out next week. Right. So posted.
Yeah,
We have got-
We've got.
Craftiosity cast box.
Yep.
Then we had the range Halloween, Autumn and Christmas haul.
Yep.
Then we went for
Wrestle Crate.
Wrestle Crate August.
Yep.
Then we had classic Click Crate. Then we finally had Game of Thrones, which was an HMV mystery box.
Yep.
Then we had my geek box.
Yep.
So we actually had quite a full week this week.
Yep.
And we did manage to video up to date, didn't we?
We have,
In fact,
yes.
we are now, because I've had a couple of bits through that we videoed here.
Yeah.
Right. So
yes, so we're up to date with bits now. So we haven't got anything else to video, but we've got quite a few coming on.
yeah, we got all we mean is we haven't got anything waiting to be opened at the moment as it stands.
Yeah. But I think we've got enough for about the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Right, so my puzzle this week I completed.
Yeah.
It's Poirot-ish. It's was
Great
Jig,
Train Robbery.
Yeah.
It was called.
and I loved it. I loved that. I was a bit unsure when I started because there's a lot of the same colour and that, but it was really fun to do.
That's what the image was before and afterwards.
It was really fun to do. I loved that. Right.
Yeah. So on to TV and films we watched this week.
TV and films indeed. So we watched Jurassic Park 3.
Yep, so we're carrying on with the Jurassic Park kick.
That's right. Jurassic World.
Yep.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yep.
And Jurassic Dominion.
Jurassic World Dominion.
We will be
Jurassic
honest.
World Dominion. We have not got all the way through Jurassic World Dominion.
We've been so disappointed,
if you've not seen it, all I can tell you about it, without actually spoiling it,
there's not an awful lot of dinosaurs.
So it's a pretty average sort of action film. Nothing special. There's not a lot of dinosaurs in it. You've got the people from the past. You've got Alan and the other two.
I mean, it's lovely to see them all, and I had such high hopes.
But they're not really doing anything.
No, I don't think
the plot's not very good. The story's hardly there.
I mean, please do not. I mean, we will try and give it a go at another date. But we know ourselves, if we only watch part of a film that's a new one, we have to come away from it and sort of accept how it's going before we can watch it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it. I mean, please watch it. Everybody's opinion is different. But yeah, we were a little disappointed, and yet you guys might love it. So it's just down to personal preference, and we are usually quite similar on bits. Right. After that, I wanted. I'd heard about the Jeffrey Dahmer. I think it was 10 episodes it was done over.
TV series on.
And it was lovely getting to know the victims. Well, no, it although it covered him and you could sort of back the reasons behind why he is like he is, but then you can't, because everybody is. Yeah. You get people that have come out of abusive and far worse childhood experiences, and they go into the world and really do something that's positive. But no, it was very well done.
Yeah,
I can't.
It was very well acted.
It was very well acted as well. Yes, and as I said, I liked the fact that you got to know about the victims, and you got to know about the neighbour and the parents of the victims, and it didn't feel like it was 10 episodes long, if that makes sense. Didn't drag at all.
Yeah, and
it was really well done. It really was. I didn't know much about Dahmer at all,
right? So
you know. Then I watched. We watched plenty of Grimm.
Yep.
So we're still going on that.
We are. Yep.
And today I watched Bundy.
And the Green River Killer.
And the Green River Killer. Now that was a 1 hour 20 something film.
Yeah.
Honestly, it dragged.
Yeah.
It wasn't particularly well done, if I'm honest. Going from watching Dharma,
Yeah.
okay, you could argue they had 10 episodes, but there wasn't really anything. I mean, it's very good that, you know, they caught him and whatnot, but honestly, yeah, it was a bit of a strange one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very slow. It seemed disjointed in places, and yeah, it was just lacking energy. Right, so what else did I watch? There was another one after that, wasn't there?
No, because that's coming on this week.
Ah, fair enough.
You said you didn't want it on this week's.
No, fair enough. Yeah, because there was one that I watched on the sort of cusp, and it would have meant Darren mucking around, so that'd be next week's. Right, let's have a slurp.
Yeah.
Right. We have got my Weird and Wonderful. So the first thing I've got for you guys is an Autumn Fairy collection.
Yep.
The designer, not sure whether these are actually real, whether ones that she's done what's its of and things, but the designer is in Italy, that I do know.
Yeah.
So you got the dress first of all.
Yep.
Which is quite stunning.
It is, yes.
Then we have
the
wings, which presume, well, they go on your back, I presume, on those, yeah. Then you've got a stunning crown.
Yeah.
And last but not least on that collection,
a
beautiful pendant.
Ginny Fantasy Lab.
Yeah, I mean, it's really beautiful stuff. I've got no idea other than what I've told you about it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have the first clue of where to start, to be honest. Right, so now that leads us on to Fashion Week. So these are the 3 dresses that I've picked this week, and that has to be my favourite.
Yeah.
I so love that. It is beautiful. This next one's quite quirky.
Steampunk.
Really steampunky. Again, stunning. Whether it would be that comfortable, I honestly couldn't tell you.
No.
But it is stunning.
I can't work out if that's fabric at the bottom or metal.
No, I know. It really is lovely.
And it doesn't look like the arms are actual arms. They look like they're... That looks like some sort of statue sort of bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's done like a bit like if fire was coming out of them and it'd lift you or something, that sort of thing, whether it's but it's really lovely. Right, and then the final third dress this week is of course a butterfly one. I mean, it's just that I found so many butterfly ones, and I've gone to the point now where I sort of like it's the token dress. It will stop happening after I've gone through them.
To me, at the top, that looks like a dragon. You've got the 2 eyes at the top, and the horns going up, and the mouth bit as it attaches onto the dress.
Yeah. But they're
perhaps
lovely.
This is my mind.
It's a bit like ink blots, isn't it?
That's right.
You say. Right then, so the next one is one I've been holding on to. It's the Goth Garden one. So I'm going to just run through with you. You've got the black Baccarat Rose.
Yep.
The black Magic Viola.
Yep.
Oh, black Cherry Petunia. Black Velvet Petunia. Queen of the Night Tulips.
Yeah.
Tulip even. Sweet Caroline, Sweet Harp Purple, Sweet Potato Vine.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I'm guessing they're 3 different names.
Yeah. Colour Blaze, Dark Star, Colossus. Then Fishnet Stockings, Colossus.
Collius, right?
Collius? I don't know. I'll say it my way.
It's not Colossus because it hasn't got enough L's in it.
I agree.
Or other letters.
The name of the next one's good because it does. It looks like pomegranate bits. It's pomegranate punch calibraceous. Calibra char? I don't know. I make up my own words as I go along. Then you've got chocolate cosmos, which sounds like something you'd order from a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Black coral elephant ear. That's stunning. Black mondo grass.
Yeah.
Black calla lily.
Yeah.
Australian calla lily.
Yeah.
Brazen hussy.
Hussy.
Lesser calandine. Celandine?
Celandine?
Dunno.
Celandine?
Mystic
Celandine?
Dreamer Dahlia.
Celandine.
Black Satin Dahlia.
Yeah.
Black Magic Hollyhock. Then the last four.
Yeah.
Raven's Wing.
Yeah.
Bat Orchid.
Yeah.
Before the Storm Iris.
Yeah.
And Black Magic Iris.
Yeah.
They are stunning though.
They are.
I mean, it's like a really good sort of like what you want in your garden, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd have to chuck in some proper purple ones. Right. Now then, even though I had those, I did want to put this one in because I've had it in my screenshot for a while. This is a carnivorous pitcher plant.
Alright.
It's species of it's for goodness sake, Helenforia pulcinella. I don't know.
Why do you keep picking these up?
I don't know. It's a species of marsh pitcher plant endemic to the Chimantra Massif and surrounding Tapis in Venezuela. It's one of the smallest species. Pitchers are 3 to 8 inches tall and 1 to 3 inches wide, and they're often very deep red, nectar spoon helmet shaped, and attached directly to the rear of the pitcher. No stalk or basal construction. Hairs inside the pitcher are long and almost 1/4 of an inch, which is 5 millimeters.
Yeah.
Once considered to be a hairy form of Helenforia minor. That's what I know about that.
Yep.
And good God, was that a mouthful. Right. So.
Yep.
Now I did bung this one in as well because I just felt like it because we hadn't had an orchid. So this is the Laughing Bumblebee Orchid. I just think it's great.
It does look like it. Looks like he's got a jester hat on.
It does a bit, yeah. Right. Now our cake of the week.
Yeah.
We've gone back to the future, kids.
Cake of the future. That's quite wicked.
It is really clever.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Right. That now leads us to then a nowish. I say nowish because it. Right. So this.
It looks like you just run it straight into it.
Yeah.
He's got a remote control.
Yeah, you remote control the cars.
Yeah.
This was in 1985 of course Christopher Lee and Michael J. Fox. And
Christopher Lloyd.
That's what I meant. Christopher Lee, where did I get that from? I don't know. And then you've got in 2021 what they look like. Now I actually went one step further on this because it was something I'd found.
Yeah.
So if you pull up the next picture,
right.
What I'll explain, guys, why Darren's getting it up. Basically, there was a picture of the main characters in Back to the Future, what they looked like then. Then there was a picture of them when 30 years of makeup had been added for Back to the Future 2, because of it's they went forward, didn't they, 30 years. So all of the actors at the time had like makeup on to make them look 30 years older. And the third picture of them, and this is what I really loved actually, is what they actually look like 30 years later. So you can compare how close they are in what they thought they'd look like and what they are. And yeah, that's basically it really.
Nearly there.
But Darren's just doing the bits, because for some reason we only get so many pictures in a row,
and it's not the same amount of pictures each time.
No, it's not. It's different amounts, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Right.
there we go.
Yeah.
Right, now you're going to have to tell me who we're looking at first. Oh, we've got Michael J. Fox first, haven't we?
Yeah.
So Marty McFly. So as I said, it's a picture of them at the time, with a picture of them with makeup on 30 years after, and then you've got actual 30 years after what they look like.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is...
Well, it's not bad. Michael J. Fox, it wasn't bad.
No.
Yeah. The rain looks a hell of a lot better than what she
Yeah,
said
she does, yeah. Well, she's not a worn down housewife, is she? So
George
is Marty McFly's dad, in case you didn't know. This is obviously in Back to the Future. I'm sure you guys do know.
He looks very shiny.
Yeah. Then you've got Biff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Christopher Lloyd.
Crossed.
Yeah, I'd say that most of them have aged quite well, to be fair.
Yeah.
But you're never going to know, and let's face it, he sort of had mad scientist hair in those days anyway.
He did, yeah.
So, you know. Right, so that's it for Back to the Future anyway.
Yeah.
Right, now then, this is a double chromatic harp, which was created from 1895.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's pretty fancy pantsy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then if you don't like the music, I thought you could use this French, there we go, this
Bloody hell's that?
it's a French 10-shot harmonica pistol from the 19th century. There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a bit drastic, isn't it?
But they all fire at the same time?
Yeah, well, I believe so.
The kickback of that would be astronomical.
I should imagine most of the time actually it'd malfunction.
Yeah.
But
I could tell all of them would go off at the same time.
And so I doubt it hit what you were aiming for anyway.
Unless it didn't. Unless you moved it along. Clunk, 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 clunk. I did one at a time.
No. What you mean?
Because it looks like it's got holes at the back that go in. So it goes clunk, 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 clunk.
It
clunk,
might
clunk.
do like
so you can actually,
an automatic,
hold as 10.
The first automatic pistol sort of thing.
Sort of, yeah.
Ah. Right, now then, this is a bit random, but I thought, why not? Really nice horse banister. Don't know anything about it. I was going to look into it, and then I thought,
no,
I'm not entirely sure whether it's going to be a bit of trial and error, and you can guarantee that I'll have difficulty. So
yeah.
I just didn't, basically.
Fair enough.
Oh no, that's right. Mishka came out.
Yeah.
Right. Then we have cake fails.
Happy birthday, Frank. Star Wars.
People are very literal at bakery shops, aren't they? Yeah, so there you go. A Star Wars birthday cake, because it has it written on it.
Yep.
This next one, I want
sprinkles.
Now, we had a sprinkling one last week.
Yeah.
So this has got to be
something
a
that
problem.
happens.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's right.
It's like, what do you want on it? And it's like,
I
just want sprinkles. And it's like, oh.
Okay then, we'll write that.
Very strange.
I have actually seen one before, which has got the picture on it, but it's got the picture of the USB drive that the pictures were on.
Oh dear. Right, so our third and final cake fail. This was actually done for a friend's birthday, and bless
Really?
her heart, she
Looks like someone killed someone.
well, she said it's the first attempt she'd made of a birthday cake. The icing that she like the writing icing sort of thing, it was a lot more runny, and it looked like blood. So what she did was she tried to improve it and tone it down a bit with sprinkles. So obviously wherever she is, there's actually a surplus of sprinkles, whereas everywhere else there isn't.
Got it.
So at least, yeah, at least somebody got their sprinkles anyway. But yeah, oh dear, it's be like, oh, thank you. You're trying to kill me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right, so our next one is a steampunk VW.
Oh, that's wicked.
I know, and I love the bit of patch of Herbie's.
Yeah, it's got Herbie at the top.
Original bit at the top, yeah.
And it's got.
I love the Herbie
still got
films.
the 53 at the bottom.
Yeah.
As well.
But I thought that was blooming great. I really did.
I'll zoom it out a bit. Zoom it in a bit.
Yeah, you do that. I'll have a slurp.
Yeah, it's wicked, that is.
Mm. Right. So our next one is a tattooed woman. Oops. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. This is actually a wanted poster from the Swedish Police Museum, early 20th century.
Yeah.
Mm. Now then, this next tattooed lady.
Well, she's not going to be difficult to spot, because there wouldn't have been that amount of people around at that sort of time.
No, you wouldn't have thought. Right, now this lady is called Maud Stevens Wagner. 1904. She was the first female tattoo artist.
All right.
Yeah, I would say. I just thought I love that. I think it's a nice little bit of interesting history.
Yeah.
Right, so our next section is retro toys. So you've got, of course, an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yay!
I remember that they used to have competitions and things like that, and people would create these really intricate.
Yeah, because you had to keep going. Because it wouldn't leave the edge, so it stayed contact all the time. So everything had to go all together. The
precision that it must have taken.
Oh yeah.
I mean, talk about skilled.
I had enough trouble making the stairs. They weren't at a funny angle.
No, this is it.
Yeah.
Then we've got, oh dear, a ViewMaster. Now I loved these.
I had some, but I didn't have a lot.
No, I had. I think me and my brother shared them, but yeah, we really like those. I can't remember for the life of me the pictures and that we had. No. But unfortunately that all went in the debacle of the shed fire when Andrew hit a
Catherine well.
Yeah. And it was too tight onto it.
Yeah.
Right. So make sure your Catherine wheels can turn.
It's a Sesame Street.
Yeah, it's I remember something a little different. The buttons and doodads at the front was different, and the bits that popped up were different, but it's essentially the same thing, only it is, I presume it is a newer version, or it's a more expensive version because it's Sesame Street. But either way, I just thought, nah, that's really cool. I remember those ones that did pop up and you had to do different things to make them pop up anyway. Yeah. Right, so our next bit, you're gonna love this, guys. It's actually a giant amethyst geode from Uruguay.
Christ. Let's have a look at that a bit more.
That is beautiful.
That's massive, that is.
I know. Darren always says if I can find room for it, I can have it.
You can't
Now,
find room for
there's
it.
no way I could find room
Yeah.
for that, and I don't think I'd be able to talk anybody into try and get that up the staircase. It just wouldn't happen.
I know
The
we've got concrete
staircase is
floors,
really
but there's a
narrow.
good chance it'd collapse the floor, because that would be really heavy as well.
Oh, crikey, wouldn't it? Oh, excuse me. Right, so this next picture
Yep. Is a pussycat.
is a pussycat. Now, Ziggy is a white and ginger cat from
Ziggy
North
plays guitar.
Wales.
Yeah.
Now, right.
What?
Ziggy's owner was dumbfounded when her kids came home from with the new school photos, only to reveal that to their mum that Ziggy had single-handedly stolen the show. That is a school photo. He
That's
followed
a school
them.
photo.
The mischievous fella had jumped up onto the school desk and posed for his own set of school photos. A move Ziggy's owner, Emma Roberts, said was both funny and embarrassing. Emma adopted Ziggy back in 2019, and the cat almost found itself back in the pound thanks to the string of bad behaviour that involved pulling kids, her kids' hair, and trashing the house.
Right.
But Ziggy eventually settled down and adopted the kids' school as a second home, basically.
All right.
Emma explained that they'd just accepted him, and he goes there at any opportunity. He's there every day. He sleeps on the headmaster's desks on piles of books and goes into every classroom. He even strolls across the hall when they're having assembly. He's just an absolute menace. It was real mixed emotions, funny and embarrassing. Emma said he first slinked into the school a couple of years ago and was booted out of a PE cupboard, but has since made it clear he has no plans to stay away from the premises. Head teacher said that it's been tough trying to keep Ziggy from wandering on school grounds, and he's now just an accepted visitor. So he's done it so much.
Yeah.
Basically, you know, they just accept it. So this next one is his little school badge he's got.
All right.
I mean, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It really is gorgeous. I just thought that was such a lovely story.
Yeah.
And of course, guys, that is the perfect way to stop before part 2.
No, it isn't.
Isn't it? No.
No,
Sorry, I've got one
this.
more item. I beg your pardon. Right, there's a veterinary clinic that started doing like funny signs and that, and people have been photographing it as they go past, and I've got a fair few on my phone, so I'm just picking out the best ones basically, and I'm only doing one at a time on these at the moment anyway. Right, do you want to read the bit?
I don't think it's fair that only roosters are allowed to start the day screaming.
Now, I happen to agree with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake up and you just want to scream.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Well, where your mum and dad are, they've got a rooster who lives a couple of roads over, I think. He doesn't squawk in the morning anymore. He squawks about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, that's to wake up Dad from his nap. Right. I'll tell you something though, roosters, they might make a lot of noise, but they're useless at laying eggs.
They are, yeah.
Right, anyway, now this really is the end of part 1.
Yep.
So we will see you guys on part 2.
Yep. See you in a sec.
Bye.
Bye.